like how to compete on the market when there are people who are in the same business and can say the same products, the same services, except for making a best psychologist and try to like how
you have to work on the product. I mean,
just the product, yes.
Because the customers are intelligent. So if the product and the service are the same, at the end of the day, the customers will buy the cheapest one. And of course, it means that it pushes you for research and development, for innovation, for new things. Because if you don't put with what you sell new services, new innovation, new technology, there is no reasons if you are not the cheapest. And of course, from our country, it's quite impossible to be the cheapest. I mean, we are a big company. We don't work with people in a cave working in the shadow, etc. So as we are with our rules, I mean, we are obliged to deliver a better product and a better service to make the value come acceptable for the customers. But it's always the same. I mean, if you don't understand that at the end of the day, the customers know and the customers decide, it means that you will be out from the market. Because if you lie to the customers and if you try to sell a product or a service with a high price but where you don't deliver the quality, you are dead.
Don't you want, is there a technique when you want to kind of hike up the price a little bit to attract attention? Like, for example, they open new restaurants and they make a line outside, so a new club, to attract everybody's attention, try to present as it's as exclusive, though you at the same time want as many customers as you want.
No, create attraction, it's...
Agitage.
No, it's always very important, because if the people don't know your product and your service, you have no chance that they will buy. So, of course, there is a lot of way. I mean, it's the same thing that in life. You know, if you go to a party and if you are not well dressed, you will not keep the attention from the assistants. So of course you make your possible to be beautiful and desirable, because in a certain way you want to be visible and you don't want to be invisible. For a company and for a product or for a services, it's the same. So of course, as you speak to more people, you have to find the way to create attraction as large as it's possible to do. But there is always a danger with attraction and notoriety. Because if then the quality is not there, you know, if you create the buzz that it's the best restaurants and that you don't deliver the quality of the food, people will come once, but they will never come again, and the buzz will be very negative. So there is always a need to be consistent between your communication and the reality of product and services that you sell.
And you have also mentioned that never try to fit the demand, create the demand. How we do that?
I mean, be innovative. It's the main rules. If the first to be has always a big advantage. The first to create the iPod, the iPhone, the first to create the electrical car, etc., has always a big advantage, because then the others copy and you are the one who... But you can't sleep on this success. Take the example of Sony, which in the past has invented a lot of things, and finally they stopped the evolution and they were too slow in the way to create and to find new products and new services. So it's in business, you know, you never sleep.
Yeah.
If you sleep, you are out of a race which is always about speed, time to market, the fact to arrive the first is very important. But for a brand, there is something a little bit different. A brand, in a certain way, you manage a long-term story. So a brand should be not totally affected by one product or one services. I mean, the image of the brand should be something else, something ahead of product and services.
Like what?
First, you create a relation with the customers, and it's everything about trust and confidence. I trust this brand because in the past they deliver. But trust and confidence in the world of today is probably not enough, because now we also need to probably share value. We need to buy service and product to a company who take care and who has the same center of interest than I have. Take care about children, take care about environment, take care about young people, and not just doing business for money and profit. And I think that in the world of today, everybody knows that everybody's running for benefits and profit, and the rules of capitalism are what they are. But we expect from those who are the leaders something a little bit more inspirational, that you don't run just for money, you also take care of what you are doing, and you create, I will say, goods for the society and for the community.
Yeah, but if it's a new brand and it has no followers yet, how do they create raving fans?
First, you have to create attraction.
Yes.
And to create attractions, you need to be different. I mean, if everybody is dressed in blue and that you are also dressed in blue, the probability that nobody will see you is important. So if everybody is dressed in blue, be in red. So the issue is always the same. How to build something different? What is the difference between your product, your service, and at the end of the day your brand, with the competition and the others? If you can't understand your difference, the market can't see it. So it's always the same. Second, you have to understand rules number 2 in communication. Communication is repetition. Even if we are in a world where everything goes fast and always fast, sometimes things need time. You can't become an iconic brand in one day, even if through internet and social media games change. I mean, Waze becomes the number 1 for GPS and circulation in a very small time. But the innovation was there, the differentiation was there, the product creates the difference. But if you don't have the difference, you can put money on your communication, it will create nothing.
Can we switch to mindset? What the difference between mindset of a leader and mindset of a follower?
It's a question of fear. The leader believes in his idea, and so he takes the risk to do. He tries. The follower has a lot of fear. Sometimes the follower is very intelligent, but he is so intelligent that he sees all the risk. And because he sees all the risk, he don't act. Because for each situation, for each possible road, he sees a possible catastrophe. Okay? And sometimes we saw in our businesses very intelligent people we are not able to become a real leader, because as they are so intelligent, they have a lot of fear and they never run in a certain way.
Did you have in your life something that was the biggest obstacle and then it turned out to be a blessing for your business and your success?
Maybe to love politics, because in communication it was really easy to be like in a ghetto of political communication, because it's something different, but in reality it was the best school. Because when you do political communication, you learn to fight for the small difference which will make your client victorious, and you know, at 49.9% in an election, you are a stupid guy, and at 50.1, you are a genius. So in fact, the adrenaline, the energy, the intensity of the fight is fantastic in political communication, and it makes it a fantastic school for your team and for everybody. So in fact, finally, I will say that to love politics was a chance, because I learned in political communication a lot of rules that then I have been able to translate for business communication.
And yesterday I asked you about success. What success to you personally?
For me, success is first it's about happiness. I mean, it's not about accumulation and to be bigger or bigger or bigger. Success is something very psychological and very personal, but it's also something which is for sure not for you alone. I am this type of guy who loves to share. And if I am in a big company, it's because I take a strong pleasure not to do it just for myself, but to share it with the other.
Fear of rejection, how a person can overcome it.
It's terrible, in fact, because there is a lot of rational reason in life not to do.
Yeah.
It's more easy to take the position not to do, or to be neutral. And I love the people who take the risk to be engaged. Engage always as a part of risk, but engage creates the beautiful dimension of an exciting life.
What are some best questions we can ask successful people or leaders to learn from them?
I think that you should go in this, I would say, more personal dimension to understand what gives them the energy. Because they love to share, because they love to be visible, because they love to be rich. In fact, as in the business, there is never one single reason. We are in a fragmented world where there is a lot of different roads to be successful, and so there is not one unique rules. It will be so easy, and everybody will repeat. But what is interesting is to see that probably that the people who find the way to make people happy around them are very interesting leaders in the world of today. Because I think that the world of today is more difficult for totally egocentric or egoist people who share nothing with the other. I mean, in the world of communication, if you are somebody like that, the people in your company will reject you, the shareholder will reject you, the customers will reject you. I mean, be a big businessman means to find the good equilibrium between asks which are contradictory between your different targets. Your employees, they need more salary. Your customers, they need the cheapest price. And your shareholder, they need a bigger benefits. So in fact, you can't manage that and make everybody happy. So the difficult things to be a manager is that you have to manage that all your targets will be reasonably unhappy to follow you, and also that they will understand why you do what you do, and they will respect. I mean, it's not possible in the world of today to be like a small dictator and to say things are like that because I say. It doesn't work anymore. I mean, even a doctor can't just tell you we will do that, because you go on internet, you check everything he says, maybe you take a second advice, and so competition in a certain way is everywhere. Information is everywhere, so the rules of the games have totally changed. So there is no more, I would say, divine authority. Authority coming like, make you like God, you know? It's finished. We are in a world where you have to prove your engagement and your authority. Because people understand, and because they understand, they follow.
And how a person can keep himself motivated to achieve their goals?
Be more courageous. I mean, it's, and of course, it's ironic, but it's true, be lucky. Because we have to admit that a part of success is to be lucky. Lucky to be at the good place at the good moment. But of course to take your chance with you.
Yes.
But be lucky. And I told you yesterday this beautiful sentence from the French Emperor Napoleon, when he was asked about the quality to become a general in the French army at this time, and he said, I need 3 qualities. I need them lucky, lucky, and lucky.
In your personal experience, what influenced you the most to be who you are right now? Is it your environment? Is it your family? Is it something else? What kind of made who you are?
A big mix. I think that my father was very important for me, but my teachers also, and my wife, and a lot of people who have helped me to find limits or to find courage, and also those who have trust me and follow me. I mean, shareholders, my first boss in life, who give me a lot of autonomy and opportunity. I think that your question is really interesting, that we have to admit that to be successful, we have to be also lucky in the way that we have crossed in our life and on our road people who have helped us to build like we are, from family, and sometimes in opposition, you know, sometimes also the competitions help you. It's because you are 2 guys loving the same girls that you try to be better. You do sports, you do a regime, diet, or etc. because you want to be the best. Yeah. But if I was alone in an island, I will for sure never be what I am today.
Yeah. Can you give us 5 major steps to success?
5, I will say, first, create. Most important, it's innovation. It's to imagine new things. It's maybe it's because I am in advertising, but I know that creation, innovation, is the engine of life. Second, it's to understand the complexity of what is around you, but not to make your decision complex. I mean, in fact, the danger, as we said, it's because you understand the complexity of the world, at the end everything becomes so complex that you can't move. And the issue to be successful is to transform complexity in simplicity. Let's be simple in our decision. And at the end of the day, let's also sometimes forget a part of the complexity of the world, because if you take all the parameters, sometimes you can't even move. Third, it's to share in a win-win. I mean, you can't be successful alone.
Yeah.
Or maybe if you are just an actor or something like that, and even because there is for a film there is a big troupe, etc. So make your success becoming the success of your customer, the success of your employees, the success of your shareholders. I mean, you have to share your success to make your success a success for the other. Fourth, of course, will be lucky. Be at the good moment, the good place, meet the good people, and take your chance. And last, 5, I will say work.
That's the most important one, work.
No, it's not the most important, because you can work a lot and not be successful.
Yeah.
No, for me it's really the 5th one. But work.
Okay.
Because if you don't know what about you are speaking about, if you don't know your product, if you don't know your business, if you don't know your figures, etc. I love to do speech without any notes.
Yeah.
But in fact, it's because I have made the works to have all my notes in my mind. You can't do a big conference or speak with a client if you didn't prepare it, and if you are not able to surprise him with new things.
Yeah.
In advertising, we always say that you need to have one meeting of advance with your clients. Always be in advance of one meeting. And it means that be ready to answer the question that was not on the table. I mean, in fact, you are good if you have think better than your client to the questions he should have to you.
Okay, we have a few more minutes. Do you have a question?
She looks happy like that.
Do you see in the future, can you predict something like Facebook, or what is going to be next implementation that will be so successful?
I think that social media will become really social. Means because people will take care not just of the product and services, but also on the way it has value, and especially because in the world of big data, the ask for protection of your personal life, and so the need for a strong confidence with the company will be higher and higher. I mean, I'm sure that there will be a reaction from the customers to a society where, in fact, you lose your privacy through all the tools which exist today. And so protection of privacy will be something really important. Second things, as always, it will be around energy, because our worlds need energy, and we have not finished to invent, to create new energy. And probably about the storage of energy partly, because we know better how to product energy as we know how to storage energy, which is a problem with eolian or with sun power, etc. That we know how to product electricity but not how to storage electricity. And of course it will also come from biotechnology, because in fact when you see the way we have understood and developed genome, biotech in the last 20 years, it probably means that in the near future there will be around new invention. And then two things. First, there will be a big business for old people, because unfortunately our world becoming a world of old people, because it's a chance. We live all longer. We will be people of 100 years old, but it means that there will be, of course, new product, new service, new business around that.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't think we have any more time, so thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.